If you heard of that lime-flavored soda, 7-Up, the great clear color fuzzy sensation, a lot of this reminds me of Sprite. In fact, 7-Up tastes the same as Sprite. But did you know that the brand 7-Up advertised a character that sprang into the scene? If you find this red spot in the logo, you get this character with sunglasses and extremely cool shoes. You get the name Cool Spot. Before the game existed, he was found in commercials around 1987 and took the spot in the marketing throughout the 90s. Then he appeared in video games on the SNES, Sega Genesis, the Amiga, the Game Boy, the Game Gear, and etc. In this video, I will review the SNES version on the side of things, and later on I'll be doing a comparison of the Genesis version in the end of the video. With that being said, let's get to the reason why Cool Spot on the NES is such a cool platformer. Cool Spot is a platforming action game made from Virgin Games and Nintendo. You take control as your character shooting with soda bubbles. Hilariously, this ability can allow you to attack different species like crabs, snakes, annoying bees, and spiders, and many other in any direction. You navigate through many varieties of levels by jumping and climbing ropes and vines. Cool Spot has to find his lookalikes that is trapped in cages. If you want to save them, your objective is to roam around the environment finding what we call cool points. These points will add up as you find at least 60 points in order to open the cages. There are usually 100 in each level as you progress. These levels will have large quantities that makes this visually appealing. Levels like the beach, the pier, the bathtub, this wall stage, and even a toy store. The health bar is placed as Cool Spot's face, which has humorous face expressions the more damage occurs. As you attack the enemy, they sometimes pop out of these bottles that can regenerate health and can locate in some spots. As each and every level are completed, there will sometimes be a bonus level where you can collect more points for lives or nothing. Also, the time limits are featured in each level, but usually set at least 8 minutes or so. Forgetting to mention that every quarter of the level you encounter have checkpoints which presents as pulls. On the bad side of things, there are no save points. However, you will receive extra lives frequently when you have enough points or the amount of score on your high scoreboard. As you start the game, you watch this montage of Cool Spot surfing leisurely on his own 7-Up bottle with big waves at the mix. This is one of the coolest intros I've ever seen on a Super Nintendo game. The graphics are seemingly the most stunning, fulfilled with visuals that brings quality to life. Take hooks, nails, the thumbtacks, or this huge beach chair. This example mimics realism. On that note, you can jump upon these objects. But be careful though, you don't want to step in any of the nails or tacks, it's painful. The music in the game will have some kind of this goofy-ish, kind of silly-ish, kind of music, but the beat is just so nice. The music is jamming. The gameplay is basic, but managed to make the game feel fresh than recycling elements from the past games. Also, the controls work amazingly. Jumping around feels so smooth, aiming is precise, and shooting can be fun and not feel a drag. There is no story or barely anything else, but you don't necessarily need a story to enjoy this platformer. Back to what I've said about the comparison between the SNES and Genesis version is quite noticeable. At first, when you take a glance at this game, the UI is changed into a gray box and adds animations to feel like the sprites are coming at you. Graphic wise, I find the SNES version being more colorful and vibrant, while the Genesis having a cooler effect and the way the environments look more real. The audio sounds a tad off for me than the SNES version, not a big problem. Control wise, I feel like that the Genesis controls were comfortable but primitive using the aiming your shooting range. On the other note, the montage of both of these games are significant at best, with the SNES version having the awesome cutscenes, but the Genesis uses absolutely no cutscenes in the beginning, which is very disappointing. I prefer the SNES version only because of the controls and the music is better, while the Genesis having the cooler animations and graphics overall. Both of these amazing titles are really good at best. On the bottom line, smooth gameplay, great control, awesome presentation, and not to forget the stunning graphics. Hopefully, game developers like Nintendo can take notes on Cool Spot. I rate this SNES game a 9 out of 10.